Absolutely phenomenal morning, guys. This is your Breakfast with the Brand. I am your host, Shaan East, and let me tell you something. Today is a phenomenal day. You know, Bobby Jackson, somebody said something to me yesterday that just made me laugh, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, guys, let me say something. The reason why you're here is not what you think. Let me just say that. Like, the reason why you're here, the reason why you think you're here, like every morning I sign up to the Breakfast with the Brand and I get the energy and I get the passion, the purpose, or whatever the case may be, whatever you extract from this. But I want you to understand something, because somebody said something to me yesterday that just like shifted my whole mindset around everything that we're doing here. And I'm talking about this right here, like what we're doing in the morning. Somebody said something to me that just shifted everything for me and made me just look at things differently. I don't even know if I should mention it. I promise you, like I don't want you guys to think that I came up with this. I don't want you, like, sometimes somebody will say something to me that'll scare me a little bit. Like, I don't like compliments. Like, I really don't. I work hard and I never feel like I'm doing enough or I've achieved enough. I'm always thinking, how can I help my clients to win more? How can I sacrifice more? How can I learn more, become more, so I can help more? I never feel, honestly, like I've done enough or that I'm doing enough. That's why I get up and I run and I do the things that I do, Bobby. But somebody said something to me yesterday that just shocked me, man. It shocked me as far as my intentions. So I just want you guys to think about this and write it down, please. If don't miss this. The reason why you think you're here is not why you're here. You're here for something bigger than you can even possibly imagine. This is a guarantee. Because when I tell you what somebody said to me, it's going to make you say it's going to make you say that's unbelievable. Like, it was unbelievable for me when they said it, but it was so simple and it kind of rung true because it was consistent with what I'm doing. But because I'm in the bottle, right? Because I say this to people all the time, like, you're in the bottle, it's hard to read the wrapper. But because I am me, sometimes it's hard for me to read the wrapper. So somebody walked by yesterday, looked at what I was doing and read the wrapper. And when they read the wrapper, I was like, what are you talking about? Nah, that's not possible. I kind of laughed it off. But I want you to think about this because it was somebody else's interpretation of what I'm doing here. And you can't really fight with someone else's interpretation. You have to align and understand their interpretation. Even if you think it's a misinterpretation, it has something to do with your communication and the effectiveness of your communication. So even if it's misinterpreted, it's not their fault. If they misinterpret it, it has something to do with the origin, and the origin is you. The origin is you. So that's what I'm going to tell you when we come back, as a matter of fact. I'm not going to say it now. I'm going to tell you when we come back. I just want to say the reason why you think you're here is not why you're here. Bobby Jackson, let's start this call off with 3 wins. What are 3 wins that you had yesterday?
Man, had a lot. Yesterday was a great day for me. 1 win. I was out at a marketing event. They were doing instructing, and I saw an individual there, and I heard them say something, and boom, pulled them off to the side and say, "Hey, it sounds like you need some XYZ. We got to talking, and then boom, booked the appointment. 1, 2, 3. So that was easy, and it was a win. Another win for me yesterday was hitting certain so I'm in the gym, right? So I hit some weight numbers that I never hit before, chest wise. So that was pretty nice.
Ooh,
I got my
nice.
personal best yesterday.
Good.
And what's another good one? And a family based win would be getting back home, and then my daughters both running to me and just being able to say, "Daddy, office, daddy, office." And they're young, and what they mean by that is every time they see me working. And I got 2 little girls. So when they said "Daddy, office," and they see me in my blazer, my shirt, That was a win for me because I know they're not going to settle for no lazy man. They're not going to settle for no broke man. And I was just happy.
Oh, wow. That's legacy. That's legacy. That's setting the future. That's literally creating the future. What you're doing in the present is you're correcting generational gaps. You're setting correct narratives from the previous generations, and you're also setting the present, and you're creating a phenomenal future for those young women, and a hard road for the men that they encounter in the future, right? So guys, and do this with me, like do this with us. Trust me, this is endorphins, this is dopamine, this is positive neurotoxins that will increase your productivity. What are 3 wins that you guys have had? Put them in the comments. Like if you're in LinkedIn or YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, like put 3 wins of yours in the comments. Like play the game. Trust me. Play the game. Play the game. That's my first win, as a matter of fact. My first win for yesterday was that I played the game. I played the game. Like I played the game. I'm as you could tell, like I'm all in. I've been all in for a very long time. But just to show up to the life that you've created and live it fully is a win. So yesterday I played the game. Another thing that I did yesterday was I got a phenomenal sales guy on my team, man. I got a phenomenal new beast boss on my sales force. Like it's going to be absolutely tremendous. The year is looking absolutely phenomenal, guys. That's my number 2. My number 3 is that I was mindful while I was doing all the things that I was doing. I helped people over a threshold. I helped people, multiple people, get over a threshold and from a lack mindset to a leadership mindset, from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset, and from a fear and intrepidation mindset into a comfortability with risk mindset, from a weakness mindset to a winning mindset, from a challenged mindset to a champion mindset. I've got so many wins, guys. I've got so many wins, but what I want you to understand and like learn from this moment, just this beginning and introduction, is that I've created a culture of success because I do this every day. I want you to understand that I do this every day. Look at this. Look at this. Sharon says, my wins. Join Branded Like a Leader. Let's go. Had consultation with a new client and started asking how questions instead of why questions. Congratulations. Congratulations. Let's go. Sharon Arundel, playing the game. We'll be right back. This is The Breakfast with the Brand. There's slow growth and then there's scale. There's incremental growth and then there's exponential growth. What I want to talk to you about is adding a 0 to you and experiencing exponential scale. Incremental growth says 1 + 1 is 2. Exponential growth says 1 + 0 is 10. Incremental growth says 2 + 2 is 4. Exponential growth says 5 + 0 is 50. Guys, listen, when you add a 0 to you, you can add a 0 to the marketplace. You can add a 0 to the value that you bring. So you can add a 0 to your family, add a 0 to your legacy. This is what we're talking about. We're not talking about incremental, we're talking about exponential. I always say that business is a spiritual game. Just imagine when you combine your skills, your values, your abilities, your talents to something bigger than you, something greater than you, something like the power of exponential. That is adding a 0. Add a 0 to your competence, add a 0 to your confidence. This is about adding a 0 in your life, your value, your industry, and your mission. Let's grow. The reason why I did this and what I do is help leaders to become brands and brand themselves. You train people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. I teach authenticity marketing. If people can take advantage of you, they will in your personal or professional existence.
My biggest takeaway just from day one is you are the brand. I would recommend it to anybody that's really looking to build a personal brand.
Just the brand in general has changed my life. I've grown so much since I've been a part of this.
I see myself in what he does, and I believe in it just as much as I believe in myself.
All right, guys. Like, let's play the game. You don't understand. Like, I promise you, play the game. This is the winning game. Like, you're listening to a winning team. If you're here, you're a part of a winning team. No matter where you're at in the ecosystem, if you're just watching, you're part of the game. Like, you're on the winning team. You're here. You signed up. You registered. Like, congratulate yourself. You're present. You showed up. You showed up. Look, we gonna celebrate you. Bradley showed up. He showed up. He's here.
Let's go.
Not only did he show up yesterday, but he showed up today. That's all you got to do. Like, I promise you, if you show up, this energy is infectious. You will catch championship. You won't catch COVID. You will catch championship. If you show up, it's over. It's a wrap. Game over. I've been doing this too long not to know what I'm talking about. So watch this. Bradley been showing up so long, he's stepping up. Right? Bradley been showing up so long, he's stepping up. And he began his journey to level up. Hold up now. Now, are we rhyming now? Are we limericks? Like, let's go. Like, I do this thing. Like, I love it. This is how good people become. He showed up, he's stepping up, and he began his journey to level up. Now, this next win I take personally. This next win is a professional one, but I take it personally, guys. Your success is my interest. I began my educational pursuits a long time ago to help leaders, to help phenomenal individuals become brands and become leaders in their verticals, to add a zero to their number and communicate their expertise. Watch this, man. Congratulations, Travis. Congratulations, man. Guest speaker at a financial event. Somebody give Travis a, I mean, Travis been working. Guys, give him some love. Like, give him some applause, man. Congratulate him on the back end because he's been working hard. Guest speaker at a financial event. You ain't got to tell me how that felt because I already know. He's also studying for his state license and he's daily, consistently working out. He showed up. He showed up. Now he's a guest speaker. Let's go. Travis is one of those guys, right? So he came into our program and then it was so fast. Travis been on the news, guys. Like Travis hit the news before I did. It took me years to get acknowledged and get on the news. And Travis just went straight to the news station. Like, it was unbelievable. They hit Travis because of the work that he does on LinkedIn and the work that he does with phenomenal leaders when it comes to investing, options trading, right? Travis, a phenomenal leader. Congratulations, brother, on the guest speaking event. Look, it's only one of many to come. Look for those. Studying for state license and consistently working out. Oh, watch this. 5 love languages, date night set. Come on, guys. Listen, you don't only increase your revenue here. You don't only increase your recognition here, your market recognition and market respect, but you enhance your relationships as well. 5 love languages, date night set. Congratulations, man. Super happy for you and the missus. I know you're going to enjoy yourself. Infection is an understatement. That's right. Infectious is an understatement. It is a global brandemic. We turned the pandemic into a brandemic. Guys, put your wins. If you coming in late, that's okay. Put 3 wins for yesterday in the chat and we will acknowledge you. I just want you to know what's happening right now with your neuroplasticity. I just want you to understand what's happening with your neuroplasticity. You're mirroring what you're watching right now. You can't help but to. Your brain can't help but to. Your eyes and your ears are the mouths of the mind. Your eyes and your ears are the mouths of the mind, and you're digesting the positive energy that you're listening to right now. So your brain is lit with positive. Yes, sir. Your brain is lit right now, and the synapses are firing. When you see success, you can be success. When I was younger and I was in college, like when I first began and I was looking for examples of leadership that looked like me, came from my background, I couldn't find them. And I said, there's a problem here. This needs to be corrected. Because if I can't see them, my children can't either. So my options became, and my opportunities became obligations, and I had to become the semblance of success that they could see, so that they could see that if it's possible for me, then it's possible for them. So listen to me. If your thing is to get on stages, it's possible for you because Travis is doing it. If your challenge is showing up and stepping up and leveling up, you can do it because Bradley is doing it. Right? If you think you want to join into a program and you're not ready yet, or you're on the sidelines, or you're looking at what we're doing and it sounds great, but you're challenged and you're not there yet, Sharon did it. So you can do it too. I just want you to understand that. And I'm not going to get into you're very welcome. You're very welcome, guys. Congratulate these guys again. Look at this. Thank you. You're very welcome, sir. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And look at the love too. Look at the love. See, when you share your wins, you get love too. Yeah, when you share your wins, you get love. People clap for you when you share your wins. I want the synapses firing today. When you share your wins, you get love. Look.
Yeah.
People flex for you. They don't flex on you when you share your wins. It's okay. It's all right. Like leadership is love. Like it's now no competition. It's collaboration. Co-partnerships, like it's not us to give each other respect and honor and dignity and praise for the work that we do. I want you to understand that. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Just look at the love. Just bask in the love for a minute. We don't congratulate each other enough as men. We don't congratulate each other enough as the women who are putting the work in. We got some more. Think of yourself. Write them down. It's okay if you're not ready to share. If you don't feel like you're a part of it yet, that's fine. Play privately, but play the game. Just play the game. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate yourself. I guarantee you this. If you cheer yourself, I had to cheer myself on when nobody knew who I was. Yeah. Listen, my cheer game is serious. I got here. My cheer game is serious. I cheered for myself when nobody did. I believed in myself when nobody did, and nobody had reason to either. I'll be honest. I gave everybody all the reason not to. Like if I'd have looked at myself on paper, if I wasn't in my skin and I'd have just looked at my stats, I'd have said, nah. He ain't gonna make it to the championship game. This guy needs to tap out. He was. But the reality is, if you congratulate yourself enough and you cheer for yourself enough, the world will catch on. You should probably write that one down. The world will catch on. But you got to believe in yourself first. You got to cheer for yourself first. Look at this. Yesterday, secured 2 more sponsors for breast cancer survivors and supporters brunch. Sounds like money, cha-ching. Sounds like transformation, cha-ching. Sounds like leadership, cha-ching. Come on, guys. People catch on. People catch on. If you're rallying for yourself, people catch on. Congratulations, Michelle. Congratulations. Guys, it has to be bigger than you too. I want you to understand that. Like, it has to be bigger than you. So what Michelle is a part of is a movement, something bigger than herself. So when you contribute to Michelle, you're not even contributing to Michelle. You're contributing to the door. You're contributing gatekeeper. You're contributing to the person who has become the door and the bridge to something bigger than herself. This is huge. This is huge. Hold on. Look. Featured in Ultimate Achievers Magazine, March edition. Guys, book that, get that, purchase that, download that, go find that. Ultimate Achievers Magazine, March edition. Number 2, marketing video for a visibility program being featured at the Leadership Experience at our University of Michigan. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. We're talking about championships here.
Yeah.
We're talking about championships here. We're talking about winning. See, so if you start playing the game, I guarantee you're gonna go to you're gonna win. It gets bigger than winning, doesn't it, Bobby?
So much bigger.
It gets bigger than just playing the game. Sometimes you just check in. Sometimes you just need to check up. You check in because you need to check up. Come on. Leadership is love. It certainly is. Congrats to all for playing the game. Play the game. You got to remember, listen, guys, when I first started going live, nobody came. Just so that you're aware, like I played the game by myself. Sometimes you got to play the game by yourself. Write it down. Sometimes you got to play the game by yourself for other people to catch on. Sometimes you got to play the game by yourself because other people don't even know there's a game being played. So you got to make some noise too. That's why I say share this out. Share this out because who here thinks they know someone who needs to feel like they're winning? Who here knows someone who needs to feel like they're winning, needs some encouragement, needs some motivation, needs some inspiration, needs to see other people winning that look like them, that share a similar background? How many people here know someone who needs to feel like they're winning? I played by myself until Bobby caught on. It became contagious. Bobby caught on. Then Michelle caught on. Then Travis caught on. Then Bradley caught on. Then Tia caught on. Guys, you got to play by yourself sometimes. It's okay. It's okay. Be willing. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Look at us showing each other love. It's okay to do that too. It's okay to congratulate yourself, and it's okay to congratulate your brothers and sisters in arms and in challenge and in trial and in tribulation. That's okay too. Because when you celebrate them, watch this. When you celebrate them, you celebrate you. Huh? Yeah. When Bobby wins, I win. When I win, Bobby wins. We don't do enough of that stuff. Like we really don't. We really don't do enough of it, but I want to create a different culture. We need a different kind of coaching because we need a different kind of culture. I'll be honest with you. We need a different kind of coaching because we need a different kind of culture, guys. There's too much competition, not enough collaboration. Too much competition, too many challenges, too many things done in private, so many wins in private that nobody else knows. Like you're winning in private. When you win in private, it's kind of painful when you feel like you can't share your wins. You know, okay, so watch this. Watch what I did this morning. Let me share something that I did this morning. I was going to save it for tonight's report, but watch this, guys. I learned something this morning on the treadmill. On the treadmill, I learned something. Incremental increases. Incremental increases become exponential. Incremental increases become exponential. Bobby gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. Any of you guys that run gonna know what I'm talking about. But watch this, watch this, watch this. We're gonna go to a break in a minute, but I want you to hear this real closely and understand that what you're doing now is what I'm talking about. What you're doing, what we just engaged in is what I'm talking about right now. So I was running, right? And sometimes when you run, they stop. They'll stop you from running and do intermittent or intervals, right? So I'm doing intervals on the treadmill. And when they stop you from running, I was at 4.8, right? So I'm 4.8 run, and then they stop you from running and they bring you back down. And it's 2.4 walking pace. Well, it was a little bit too comfortable for me because I've been doing it for a nice amount of time. So I reached down and I pressed the little plus button, and it went from 2.4 to 2.6. Pay attention. It went from 2.4 to 2.6, which was a double, or it was small, 2% increase, 0.2% increase. But then when I began running, it went from 4.8 to 5.2. And I said, okay, now I feel the difference. It felt better. It felt more electric. And I got further faster because of something small. I increased on the incremental by 2, but my increase on the incremental by 2 increased me exponentially by 4. This is the Breakfast with the Brand. We'll be right back. If you didn't catch that, catch it on the replay. Let's grow. It's very important that you know yourself to the highest degree possible, because it's through knowing ourselves that we're able to know other people. You are the most important person in the room, and the better that you know yourself, the better that you're able to communicate to others. So you're not only playing the game knowing who you are, but you're also playing the game knowing who everyone else is, so that you're not playing blind.
He's extremely engaging with people. He has a fantastic smile, and he's just very high energy person.
This is called leadership development. So we have to be independently knowledgeable and considerate to know who we are, so we can more effectively know who other people are. As the leader, it's your responsibility to allocate resources in the right places. If you don't know how to communicate effectively, you're losing the battle. I said Shaan Rais. I'm proud. I said Shaan Rais. Leadership is not the brand they made for us.
Listen, he brought fire, heat. He didn't hold back.
20 years down the line, what I could sell, why not serve first? Service over salary. Branding like a leader closes the gap for people who want branding. Speaking like a leader closes the gap for people who are nervous about speaking. If Steve Jobs would have speculated, we wouldn't have Apple.
He changed lives. He helped people open up their business and start their business.
We are the brand. Some people say, Shaan, should I quit my job? Mentally, yes.
As a speaker too, to be able to learn from him and watch him and you know, game respects game. And I want to have that much game someday.
The right client, pay $500,000 for what you do. You have to be bold in your beliefs.
He has been an amazing asset to this event and a pleasure to work with. Very captivating, collaborative, worked very well with the audience.
I want to help you. Put a 0 behind your number, right?
The session was great. How he is online, virtually, he is even more phenomenal in person.
Be the face of change that you want to see. Stop asking questions and start giving demands.
The entire team has just been absolutely incredible. They are a joy to work with. They go above and beyond.
Give yourself a round of applause. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So I know I've been cheering you guys on like incessantly. I want Bobby to speak for a little while. Bobby, what is your takeaway from the first 36 minutes of the Breakfast with the Brand? What are your thoughts? What are your inputs? What are your outtakes? Just give us your summary. What is your summarization, sir?
First and foremost, we are surrounded by phenomenal leaders. I thought that was amazing. I was like, man, winning. Right. So I thought that was awesome. One thing I wrote down was discipline. Disciplines become dollars and clarity is currency. And I felt that way because the more things I started hearing about, you know, different people acquiring different disciplines, I saw those disciplines becoming movements, and money follows movement. So congratulate yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, that are doing the disciplines like working out, reading, and learning, and fasting if you're fasting, but you know, just eating well, like that's a discipline. It doesn't have to necessarily be fasting, but you're doing the things that create the movement and the money follows the movement. So congratulations. And then the clarity is currency piece. I thought that was awesome because I remember Michelle in the early stages of her development. We were in Speaking Like a Leader together. We were in that space where we were like, hey, what are we going to do? Are we going to be doing some speaking? How are we going to do this? And she was just figuring it out, getting clearer and clearer every year, every month, every week. And when I say like literally every week, like she always came back with more clarity. I'm like, this girl is on, she's killing it. But now she's got the event, and the event is this beautiful thing happening in Michigan, I believe, or
yep, Michigan.
Great. So I thought that was awesome. And then Travis, I remember being there with him, and when he first came in and the clarity that he's received, and I'm just like, man, his second event already. So that's awesome. So that's that. That's the piece that I got there. Something else that I wrote down was the neuroplasticity piece. And Shaan said, our eyes and our ears are the mouths of the mind. I thought that was like crazy powerful, because when you really sit back and think about how much we look at these little things, how much we scroll on them, and you can imagine the narrative that the mind has adopted. And I just think that the fact that our minds are so plastic, in the sense that they're so elastic, that we can come to something like this, like Breakfast with the Brand, and retrain our brain. And I thought that was phenomenal. Turning over the page, another thing that I resonated with deeply was you got to cheer for yourself. Like, I remember several times in my own home, you know, they say a prophet is never received in his own home. Everywhere. He's received everywhere but his own home. And I remember some days I had to cheer for myself because the people I was doing it for, they just could not see it. And it was, again, for good reason. Like, I'm spending all the family's money and I'm moving at what looks like snail pace, but I'm really like crushing it mentally and spiritually. So there was some days where I just had to sit back and look myself in the mirror and say, let's go. Like, you got it, brother. Keep on pushing, one more rep. And they're in the other room like, I hope this weight crushes him. You know, they're like, drop it. And I'm just like, nope. And what's really powerful is that I remember being at the gym, and I was really going through, and I turned my reps into the names of my family members. And I was just like, all right, because I got a big family. So it's like 5 kids, spouse, you know, so I'm doing them. And it got so bad once that I was like, you know what? I got to keep pushing for these guys. So I turned my reps into their names. So I could really resonate with having to cheer for yourself. And then getting down to the play the game, please. Play the game by yourself if you have to. I remember going, so I'm a Marine, right? I was a Marine for 12 years, active duty, and we would go to these different conventions to have our balls. So it would be a ceremonial military ball. So one year we went to Vegas, and the year we went to Vegas, you know, the Marines acted a Marine. And while we were in Vegas, I went to the roulette tables. I'm not a big gambler, and I don't gamble at all now. This was years ago. But then I went to the roulette table, and I said, I'm going to bet it all on black. And I did, and I hit. And when I hit, I was like, oh boy, let's go. And then they said, you want to go again? I said, load me up. I put it all on black again, and it hit zeros. And those that know what roulette is, when it hits zeros, that means you get nothing unless you bet it on zero. And I just realized at that moment, you know, it's a part of the game. Like, you win some, you lose some, but be willing to play. And that moment taught me something. It taught me that, you know, if you can always go back and get more, like the ATM was right over there. I'll be honest, I went back to the ATM and I pulled out a little bit more. And that's how you got to treat your heart. Like, when it comes to your business, like, do you have the heart of an ATM machine that doesn't run out? How many times can you go back to the table? You know, it's how you got to think about it sometimes. And I was like, how many times can you go back to the table and bet on you? Because every time I went back to the table, I ain't never bet on red. I'll be honest with you. I put it all on black again. And that's how I do in my business. I don't bet on anybody else now. I go back, and if I bottom out, I go back to the ATM. And that's the heart and the people that I do it for. So this has been a very impactful call for me this morning.
Whew, let's go. Let's go. I'm super excited. Sometimes, guys, I wrote something down. And when I write things down, I write them down for you. I don't write them down for myself. But be so authentic. I wrote down, be so authentic, you have to research in retrospect. Because sometimes I'll say something in energy and I'll say, hold on, let me go make sure this is 100%. And if I'm wrong, which I can't remember, I bring it to you. Like I bring you the facts. I'm evidence-based. Everything I do is evidence-based. Whether I'm right or wrong, I'm going to go find the facts. If you ask me a question that I don't know the answer to, I'll tell you I don't know the answer. Give me a second, though, because I'll go find it out. That's how all of my programs came about. All of my programs came about because people said they needed something, and I said, okay, great. Give me time. Let me develop it. Branded Like a Leader came from me saying, okay, from people telling me what they needed and me developing the program after the fact. But we're talking today. We're having an open dialogue, and I say things that make me then go back and find the research really quick. So watch this, guys. Happiness was significantly associated with lower mortality, adjusted for age, sex, and ethnicity. This is a study on the National Library of Medicine. Happy people live longer because they are healthy people. So we're talking about celebrating wins. We're talking about, celebrating one another. And I just want you to understand, like, if you're here, you're not just playing the business game or the leadership game or the money game. You're playing the life game and the long life game, because higher levels of happiness are associated with longer life expectancy. I'm going to give you the URL where you can go find this for yourself, right? But what I want you to do is be so authentic that you have to research in retrospect. Be so authentic, be so transparent, be so unabashedly vulnerable and transparent and honest and genuine that sometimes you say things that make you say, hold on, let me go make sure this is right. Hold on, let me go make sure this is right. Because if you do this in the right spirit, 99.99% of the time, you will be 1000% correct. More correct than you could possibly imagine. Great book to read is The Happiness Equation. Let's go. Thank you. Like, share resources, guys. You want to know this stuff. You want to feel good. I always say, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you do better. That's what branding is all about. Branding is about raising your self-efficacy, raising your self-confidence, matching your education, experience, and expertise into impact, income, and independence, making your yearly income monthly, your monthly income weekly, and your weekly income daily. How? By being the real person, being genuine in your skin, not having to codify, not having to hang your personality at the door. Not having to be a different person when you go to work than when you go home. See, I'm the same person. I'm the same person. I'd be the same person anywhere I go, anywhere I show up. It's going to be 1000% authentic because I'm not going to compromise me for anyone. I'm not going to compromise my health or my happiness. I'm not going to look, because when you compromise, this is what it's telling you. When you compromise your happiness, you compromise your health. When you compromise your health, you compromise your longevity. So what? I don't care who doesn't celebrate me. And this is the air that you have to take on. This is the attitude that you have to have. Attitude equals latitude. Your belief in yourself will dictate how high and how far you go in your life and in your business. You are the person. I knew I was the person when no one else believed it. Society said I wasn't the person. Society said I wasn't the person. Why? Because I bet on black. And society said, nah, that's not the person. They said to the back, I said to the front. They said to the bottom, I said to the top. They said to the rear, I said to the entrance, to the door, to the windows, to the walls. You understand? Like you got to have fun with it. You got to have fun with it. You got to be comfortable in your skin. It's okay to have a challenger brand. It's okay to say some things that haven't caught on yet. It's okay to be different. Please don't follow someone else. Please don't try to fit your energy, your ideation, your effectiveness. When you compromise your experience, education, your energy, your emotion, you're compromising your effectiveness. Good is the enemy of great. When people say this is good enough, you're compromising what you could possibly be. You have absolutely no clue what you could possibly be if you took some risks, if you bet on yourself, if you dared to fill out the application. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on. Because somebody did something. I'm gonna go back through the wins now. I'm evidencing in retrospect. I'm evidencing what I said in retrospect. Just bear with me for a moment because it's kind of up here far. Look, boom. There was a time. There was a time when someone did not fancy themselves as a speaker. I had the privilege to be there. And I'm so glad that that changed. I'm so glad that that changed. So what did I say in the very beginning of this? The reason why you're here is not why you're here. Not even close. You don't have a clue why you're here. Just stick around and it'll become more apparent. I promise you that. Just stick around and share this out, guys. Somebody needs to know this. Somebody needs to know that they are the person. Somebody needs to know that God didn't make a mistake. Somebody needs to know this morning that God didn't make a mistake. And I'm not going to take you to church. I'm just going to coach you if you let me. If you let me. So this is what they said to me, Bobby. This is what the person said to me. And I said, unbelievable. They said, so, and I told them what I do. You know, they were like, well, how do I become a part of what you're doing? Because, you know, I'm not sure if I'm ready to jump in. I'm super busy right now. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I said, oh, okay, no problem at all. We go live every single day. And I coach the entire body of population on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like as soon as I can get on TikTok, I will. I was off Instagram for a minute. They wouldn't let me in. Now we're on LinkedIn. We're on multiple different Facebook channels. I said, listen, I just coach every single morning. I speak to people every single morning on every single platform that will allow me to. Coming soon to a theater near you, right? And you know what they said? They said, so you're like America's life coach, huh? You're the water, guys. Bruce Lee said, be like water. You're the water. I'm the water. The person read the label and said, so you're like America's life coach. You're just giving energy, emotion, power, purpose, vision, motivation, if they choose to be motivated, inspiration, if they choose to be inspired, but it's evidence-based. Everything you're saying is evidence-based, backed on your education, experience, and expertise, which is vast and ongoing all the time. So you're like becoming America's life coach. And I laughed and I was humbled. And I was like, I guess that's a way to interpret it. If that's it could be interpreted that way. I said, wow. I said, that's amazing. Because that wasn't the intention, but that could be seen as the interpretation. And just because one person can interpret it that way, guys, listen to me very clearly. You have an idea of what you do and what that is and what it means. But someone else will come around what you're doing and read it for you, because sometimes we can't read our own writing because we're the doctor. And if you know anything about how doctors write, and just no disrespect to all of the doctors here, right? I'm joining your leagues, but I'm one of those people who it could be perceived as chicken scratch sometimes. And sometimes I go back to my old writing and I'm like, what did I say here? What was the energy? And I have to really go like put a magnifying glass to it to figure out what I said. But we have an idea of what we do. And if you ever want to find out how effective you're being, ask somebody else. There's a sender and a receiver in communication. And we send with our intention, but we can't dictate the reception. Hear me clearly, guys. I'm talking about leadership communication. We project with the desired outcome, but we cannot dictate the interpretation of the impression that we're giving off. We can't do it. I could say, perceive me this way, or I'd like for you to perceive me this way. But the reality is that individuals have their own volition. They have their own will. So what you put forth will be interpreted differently by different people. And sometimes those interpretations of what you think you're doing will come back to you and just blow your mind. That's not the only thing they'll blow too. They'll blow your bank account up too.
Yeah. Oh man. One thing that I would like to say is I have seen my life change tremendously since being a part of the brand. And I just want to share a few of those changes with you all because it's really deep. So one of the things that you'll realize about building your business is that you're going to have ups and downs. And one thing that I learned about ups and downs is that you're going to need some energy when you're down, and you're going to need even more energy when you're up. So when I was in the community, I came into the community as a AAA battery. It was just me. I had an idea. It's a small battery. And then I started getting around all these other batteries, and everybody was charged up. And then I went from branded like a leader and all of the different courses to entering into the leadership leverage, and I became a AA battery. All right, I went from a AAA battery to a AA battery. And the thing about batteries is your battery pack determines what you can power. So before, all I could power was a remote. I was working a day job, right? And all I could do was what the boss told me to do. But the moment I became a AA battery and I got around other AA batteries, guess what? You can put 3, 4, 5 AA batteries inside of a calculator and that thing, boom. So now I'm starting to collaborate with people, other AA batteries, and I'm working and we working. And then I started to elevate. And I went from a AA, from leadership leverage, to the HPC. Now I'm like one of those like square things. So you can put me inside of like a toy car and I'm just, I'm going. That's when I left the workforce altogether. So when I was like a AA battery, I'm like, baby, you out of here. You out of the workforce. Kids, private schools, cars, boom, house, let's move it. That was at the AA. But once I became like that generator, like it was beyond like the square battery. I was like a generator. They could plug me in when the power went out. So there's like the power went out. Like, where Bobby at? Plug this dude in, and then Shaan will pour gasoline in my tank. Like, and then I'm just, and I'm running, and I got all this stuff plugged in. And then guess what happens? You get a trip because you got all this stuff plugged in and you grinding and you hitting it and you adding more and more to you. You're adding a zero and then you trip. And once you trip the circuit, everything shuts down. You need even more power. And I went up to keys to the throne. And I'm like, hey, I need some more. I need some more. And that's when I got grid. And a grid, for those that don't know, that's like that's what a power plant is. A power plant is like you got stuff over here. I got Tyrus over here, Junior over there, Shaan over here, people over there. And it's like no matter what happens, you got some power that can come in at the right time. So I just wanted to share with you guys that it's a process, it's an evolution, it's development, but you need power in order to power your purpose.
You know something, Melanie just put up that she always felt like she needed to change, but she's learning that she needs to change the people that she has around her. And you're welcome. That's all I can say is that you're welcome, but I can also say thank you for being used as a conduit to give you that insight. Right? I have to say thank you for being useful as a conduit to channel an insight to you like that. Because that's exactly what Bobby's talking about. He had to get around generators to become one. He had to get around leaders who wanted to see him succeed to become that. Right? You're here. If you're here for a reason. There's a reason why you're pulled to this. And like Bobby said, you may start off as a AAA battery, right? But I created this business to be an acceleration, to be an accelerator for people who want to be excellent and excel phenomenally. So we have levels here. The Breakfast with the Brand is a level. Branded Like a Leader is a level. Leadership Leverage is a level. HPC, High Performance Consulting, is a level. K to the T, Keys to the Throne, is a level. SMC, Self-Managing Company. These are levels, guys. These are levels. Right now, you're on the ground floor, and it's up to you how far up you want to go. There is more. There is a penthouse. There is a top floor, and the top floor is really like a rocket ship landing because there's more than you could possibly imagine here. Right now, you're on the ground floor. This is the Breakfast with the Brand. Let's grow.